give you all a little update on the bee yard here. Today, July 17th, I think, of 2018. So y'all know this year I'm in kind of a rebuild mode after losing almost all my bees last year just due to my own negligence while building the house. I made some splits about a week ago. I'm going to check in on them tomorrow. I'll actually check in on the ones that I took the queens from. So I just did just plain old... Oh, I saw a snake on a tree for a second. Got a little distracted. I was going to show you a snake on a tree, but it's not. Anyway, I just made some basic walk-away splits, basically. Technically not walk-away splits because I located the queens, but emergency splits, whatever you want to call them. And that's what these four, well, that's what three of them are there. The number four, actually, I moved from the feed store where I do the classes. I moved it back home because they were being a little feisty. So those three on the left there, and then I think this one here and that one is also a split. But looking at them all, after a week they're looking okay. Number 17 there looks a little bit more energetic than all the other ones. Kind of concerns me that it might be a robbing scenario. They might have failed and now they're robbing. I'm not going to open the box tonight and look. I'll check it tomorrow and see what's going on. But they're real chaotic. It's not fighting like robbing. It just seems like robbers, you know, coming to the box. I don't know, unless they're just on to something nobody else is, because none of the other hives really acting like that. But looking, if we assume all four of them are fine and all five of these are fine, which these five all have, you know, they're washboarding and they're hot and they're clustered up, but assuming they're all fine, that's 9. And then you've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here that all look like they're doing pretty well. That's 14. And then if we wander over yonder, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. So what did I say? 14. That makes 21. And there's one more at the feed store, so 22. And all of these have bees on them. That one on the very far end is kind of small. I think it was a split as well, maybe. But either way, it's pretty small. Anyway, so 21 here. One at the feed store makes for 22. It's not great, considering I had to buy 15 just to rebuild. And of the 15 packages that I bought, they all stuck. After a couple of weeks, one of them, I think they just lost their queen and they just slowly joined up with the one beside them, because the one beside them was doing super strong and they just kind of dwindled away. So say I bought 14 or whatever, I had 14 out of 15 on that. That's a pretty good success rate as far as I'm concerned. And I've added a few since then through splits and honestly through the cutouts that I've done. I think I've retained one cutout. The cutouts have gone well. Found the queen on almost all of them. I've had a real hard time keeping them. I don't know. I know I haven't been putting my best foot forward. But anyway, don't want to get off on too many tangents. Just want to give you guys a little update. Things are the colony or the apiary is growing back. Like I said, I had to pay to play for the most part, but I am making some splits and trying to get caught back up. I'm trying to get back up around a comfortable number of about 30 or 35. In past years, I found 35 to kind of be my limit on what I can handle as an individual doing all this. I've got some help now. I've got my father-in-law coming over and helping every now and then, so maybe he can help me out, and maybe we can get up to 40 or 45. But I'm trying not to get, you know, overextended with it again and then start losing them due to negligence. But I want to get back up to a good level that I have my own sort of restocking ability, and then I'll be able to offer, you know, nukes for sale again. I know I've got a lot of people that have been asking me. I'm turning them down. That's really hard to do. Just so you guys know, it's really hard to turn down the potential to make, you know, a couple $100 on a nuke. But you have to be disciplined. I have to keep them and keep raising them up, keep making splits. I have gone back to feeding. Really, I would like to have feeders on all of them. But again, I had my father-in-law set out the feeders on Monday. He did all that for me, and so I just told him anything that has a jar on it, feed it. We're in a dearth for sure, so they're taking everything they can get. That one I should put a feeder on too. It just didn't have a lid on it, so he didn't feed it. But that's about it. He's been helping me kind of get things washed and cleaned and organized. I mean, it's still a total chaotic mess, but this pallet here with 18 and 35 and those are all boxes that he's gone through and washed with bleach water. So now I'm starting to build up an inventory of clean boxes that I can grab, and I'm not as worried about grabbing an old box that, you know, had beetles in it or just smells mildewy. So slowly but surely trying to get back on my feet, get things built back up. And it's working, I guess, as long as I don't lose them all again, which this time of year, July into August, is when they'll start dropping due to beetles. But so far, knock on wood if I can find some. Here's some. Knock on wood. So far, everybody seems to be doing fine. But now is when it's going to start happening, so I need to keep a close eye on them. That's it. Just want to tell you all how it was going.